What's happening, everybody? Doug Lane here, Fast Lane Car Care. We got like the 23, 22, I don't know, whatever. We got the Rav4. I'm gonna show you guys how I do this back glass. I don't know if you can see, there's our cut line right there. We don't have a lot extra. I got rid of this bit around this. Obviously, I take my rear wipers off pretty much every time. Makes it so much easier. I can have these off in about a minute and a half, something like that. Another thing to note, what's nice about having a plotter versus hand cutting these is not having all this film up here and having to try to cut with that spoiler in the way. SUVs can be a pain in that respect, so it is pretty nice if you have a plotter. You can just cut and it makes it much simpler. Now if you are new to tint and you're new to heat shrinking, it's probably going to be easier because you're not going to have as much margin for error as you would if you were hand cutting, but you know, pros and cons. So let's get into it. With these, kind of the same principle as doing my full windshields, except for since I can just chill here and like access the whole thing, I really just pretty much shrink the whole thing all the way across. I don't work in quadrants. Now, one thing you gotta be careful of, especially as you get closer to the top, is this spoiler will trap and reflect heat, so it's really easy to burn your edges if you're not paying attention. So you can see that's why I keep it moving. I'm not super worried about shrinking everything down in one go. I just want to get stuff going. And then you can peel these off the car, but bro, having a peel board has been a game changer because it no matter how much you clean, as you can see, like this thing's filthy. No matter how much you clean, you're probably gonna get some dirt that's gonna run down in there, and it's not fun. Go ahead and separate our line just a little bit, make our life a little bit easier there. So being able to shrink this on the car and then go peel our line, you know, weed the rest of our pattern and then peel it off the peel board nice and clean, makes it real easy. Maybe not real easy, but it makes it a little bit easier. And hey, every little bit helps. So this is the third car of the day. It was supposed to be just roll-ups, which I thought was really super weird. This is a long-time customer of mine, so I was like, all right, whatever. You want to just do the roll-ups, bro? We'll just do the roll-ups. But, you know, in the back of my head, I was thinking Rav4 has a bunch of windows, so like that's kind of weird. Like, not really a common request. So yeah, they ended up dropping it off, said, nah, we want to do the whole thing, change our mind, whatever. I'm cool with that. I kind of figured they would, so I kind of allotted myself a little extra time anyway. Scheduled it as the last one of the day. So we're at 2 o'clock. I said in videos prior, because I'm doing all these on the same day. I wanted to be done by 2 o'clock, but we get done by 4, whatever. We'll get done tinting by 4. We'll wait on everybody to come pick up their stuff, which is going to take place around 5, maybe 6. And we can, while we're waiting, we can do some editing on the old laptop so we can get these videos up. For those asking, this is Helios Nova from sundistributingdirect.com, not a sponsor, but they make a really good product at a really good price. I've never had issues with it as far as like warranty issues. I've made the switch to GeoShield. I can't even remember why. I think it was something to do. Oh, it was the inconsistency between the lines. Like their dyed film was super aggressive. The dyed film was super aggressive, but then their other film was not. And so I had to keep changing my slip solutions like every time, where I'd have to deal with like having to post heat my windows so that they would stick. It was really annoying. So I switched to Geo Shield, and then I switched back. So take that however you want. I don't care. People sometimes say you can't shrink because of these stickers, but I'm about to prove them wrong. Let's grab the old Stinger. See what she looks like up there. I kind of figured I need a little bit more shrink. Just lay her down real nice. Let the heat do most of the work. There we go. We'll come back across one time. We probably should have had this pattern shifted down just a pinch more, but is what it is. We'll do it just like our windshields, because remember, if we're doing ceramic film, which this is not, this is carbon, but if we're doing ceramic and we push it down while it's hot, it'll create distorted points in the adhesive. And so it's just good habit to get into if you're selling both. If you're just, you know, you're not, then it really doesn't much matter. But so we're starting to get some curl. It's wanting to come up off the glass. That means we've got quite a bit of tension in it. Now, if this was a sedan, a little sedan, we would we'd just go ahead and we could just weed this thing out right here. But we know we're tucked up in there, so that's probably not going to be, you know, a great method. So we'll just go ahead, we'll just be real gentle. And you see we don't have very much across the top there. Give her a little spritz just to hold it in place. And boom. And we'll just start right down here at the bottom because we already got this cut. You know, I'll just address the elephant in the room because I know some of you guys are going to be some of my longtime followers. And you've heard me talk lots of poo about plotters. And when I went to North Carolina for Wagon Guys Tentapalooza, I knew it was going to be held at a plotter shop. And I had two goals. One, I wanted to have a good time, meet some new people, hang out with Wagon, and meet some, you know, new bros, if you will. Goal number two, however, was most definitely to learn as much as I could about plotters, but you know, just tint in general, but definitely plotters. I wanted to learn about that, you know, as much as I could, and I was successful in both of those goals. I thought, well, I could see like how it could be useful, and I've showed you guys before on the channel, like sometimes, man, you get a vehicle that's just, you know, like a truck, and it's got like a tonneau cover or whatever, and it's a pain to get in the bed, or they've got a bed. I've had a bed full of firewood before. I've had somebody show up with a whole bed full of firewood, literally loaded to the top. I couldn't even pull it in here until I moved some of it around. It was stacked up so high. And some of you people from the city are like, what? Firewood? What's that? But I noticed more and more of that kind of stuff. So I was like, man, I don't know. It would be super convenient if I could just boom and be done. And so I started pinching my pennies, started doing some more like actual research, started which for years I've been paying attention to what people recommended and whatnot in the different groups. different you know, thoughts and whatnot on plotters, what plotter was good, what plotter was bad, blah blah blah, software, all that fun stuff. And yeah, ended up just I actually wasn't gonna get a Titan 3. I was gonna get something else. I can't remember what it was now. Might have been a Workhorse too, because the Titan it just got some features that I don't use. Like it's got a vacuum hold down, and that holds down the material. But I don't use it. It tends to want to like make the film bunch up. Or at least it did when I used it for like, I don't know. To be completely honest, I never even messed with the settings. Like it was on number 3, I think, at default. And I don't think I ever turned it down. I think I just turned it off. And then I was having some cut strip issues like right off the bat. I had a couple of spots that were cutting too. Weren't cutting enough, and then the rest of it was cutting good. And I really inspected the cut strip and realized like from the factory it had this like Scotch tape kind of protective deal on it. And I was like, I don't know. So went ahead and peeled that protective strip off or whatever. Not the white part, the clear part. And then what I ended up doing after that was putting Gorilla Tape over it, and then that gives it a little bit of extra give, a little protection, and then went ahead and put masking tape down, because the Gorilla Tape was a little bit too grabby on my release liner. It was wanting to kind of bunch it up a little bit, and it didn't actually like cause any issues, but I was like, man, I don't want to make it cause any issues. Got ourselves a little thumbtack there. Let's just put that right over there out of sight by that earplug. See here, we got ourselves a hydrophobic coating. Plain as day. See how that water just beads up on the surface? Squeaky Monkey Rewind 2 Raw Hydrophobic Coating Remover, 8 fluid ounces, produced by Sun Distributing, direct.com, not a sponsor. I'm gonna call him and be like, bro, Rick, it's time to sponsor me. It is time. We'll see how that goes. But no, seriously, this stuff is a hydrophobic coating remover. It gets rid of like, you know, Rain-X, ceramic detailing sprays, ceramic window cleaner junk. I say it's junk because it obviously makes my job harder, but I'm sure it is a good product. But you just want to mist the window, scrub this. You do not want to let it dry on anything. Honestly, it couldn't hurt to wear some gloves, because this stuff, like, I've noticed on like weeks, I guess, where I have a lot of cars that have that hydrophobic coating, I do tend to have some pretty dry hands. So if you're just using it once in a while, okay, whatever. But if you have like a dealership account and these dealers are like constantly putting that stuff on there and you're constantly having to use that, then you may want to switch it up. The instructions say deep cleans automotive glass, rewinding it to its rawest form, safely and effectively removes hydrophobic coatings, anti-fog, and other residues that may interfere with window film adhesion. Wet glass and apply product to a damp white scrubby or cloth. Massage into the surface of glass using circular and overlapping motion until the glass is clean. Prep glass for window film installation like a boss. Repeat if necessary. Do not use on dry glass or on transparent plastic. It's an eye irritant, so don't get it in your eyes. If you do, flush it with water for 15 minutes. And if that doesn't help, call a doctor. All right, cool. Legal stuff out of the way. We still have a little bit of like a beading look to it, but I'm just gonna send it. I have faith in myself. But you could also use a torch. I don't really like using a torch as much. is using that because I don't really feel like melting door panels or anything, you know. It's not really fun. And you know, sometimes there's like foam and stuff back here, and so that 3600 degree torch gets back there. It don't discriminate, buddy. It's gonna smoke whatever's back there. So same that I kind of do with my windshields. I don't want to hit this top. I just want to kind of get this middle and the bottom. Gravity can pull anything down there if it wants. And it's time. Now with these, whoopsie. With these hatchbacks, I pretty much Frankenstein them. You know, I don't know. I don't really have any issue with that. Go ahead, and I like to do the same thing I do on other stuff. Squeegee above the surface, so any junk hanging out on my peel board goes, doesn't end up in my film, I guess I should say. And we can come in here. Bro, did we already have that flipped over? We sure did. We sure did. We already had it flipped. Reverse. Yeah, sometimes you'll have that. Have that on them big jobs, you know what I mean? But anyway, repeat these steps. Careful, because you got other stuff on the peel board. What time is it? Fire hose time! And yeah, try to get under there as gently as possible. Try to do this as gently as possible. Window tinting queen says spin around 3 times, but we're not doing that. We're not doing that. I think she was just joking. Hopefully she was just joking. I think she was just joking. I saw it on live or in the comments or something. I don't know. I don't recall. But I like to kind of get these set up, and then I can put the, like, I want to get the top edge set, and then I want to get my bottom edge set. Looks like we can go over this way some. Just make sure everything's pretty uniform. We're a little bit skinny right here. Okay. But we look up here, we got coverage, we're covered everywhere. And if we want, we could just fine tune this some more, but let's see, which way do we want to go? We want to maybe go that way. I mean, we're covered, so that's really all that matters. And we'll just go ahead and send it, man. Just send it, my guy. I like to get this top locked down ASAP because I don't want any junk running down in there. Just like when you're shrinking the tension, the curve will tell you where the film wants to go, so just listen to it. Boom. Now, we're not savages, so we want to clean up our drips before we create more drips, you know. I just don't really like to leave these panels soaking wet. Whatever this thing is got wet. Seems like it's waterproof. I have no idea what it is. Sometimes when people have like really like stuff that you think is sensitive, electronics, toys, kids toys that, you know, have batteries and stuff, sometimes I'll take one of those big dash towels and I'll just throw it over everything. If I really need to climb up in there, then sometimes I'll take that stuff out. I usually don't. I think I've ran into that kind of issue like maybe once or twice. So we're gonna have a little finger stick up down here, which is no surprise because just the way the film was positioned, it was gonna be kind of difficult to get a really, really solid shrink. So that's perfect. I'll show you how to deal with that. And then I always want to push down the defroster line, right? You want to get that moisture down the line. Okay. Clean our mess up again. Same like we've talked about before. It's partially, you know, to protect the panel and all that, but also, especially on these top edges, it is to make sure you don't have moisture run back into your film. Okay, so we got this little trouble spot right here. Probably just didn't get quite shrank enough. I'm sure you can see that. I'll show you how we deal with that. It's rocket surgery. You got to be pretty well qualified, to be completely honest with you. Let me just tilt you up here. Take your heat gun, get it nice and warm, and find you a chiseler. Wrap yourself a hard card, chiseler, whichever you like. I like the chiseler because it's got that round edge, you know. Got your round edge, got a straight edge, got a flat edge. Man, it's really just the Swiss Army knife of tinting. It's kind of one of those you never want to use it, but anyway, we're just going to kiss it with a little heat, nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy. And just kind of push it down. And whoop. The problem you can run into if you get it too hot is it will actually just burn / melt the edge, and then it won't want to stick. All you want to do is just kiss it a little bit, just get rid of that extra moisture, and yeah. Use the hard card or your chiseler or whatever wrapped in the towel. The towel's going to absorb the moisture, so you're going to push it out. It's also going to protect from getting scratched up, and you're going to push that out. Bada bing, bada boom, you're done. I don't see anything else. Everything else looks good. And so that's how you do a hatchback back glass with the plotter. Really super simple. Man, that makes life really easy. I'm going to jump up here and do these port windows. And then I'm going to do the back windows, the quarters, as you can kind of see them laid out there. And then I'm just going to go ahead and do the strips. I'm going to do the roll-ups last. I'm probably not going to film that. For kicks and giggles, I don't know. Maybe I'll show you how to take these sweeps out. They're pretty simple. One screw right here. They pop off. Easy peasy. Pull your sweep out, do your thing, put them back. There you guys go. I appreciate you watching. I'll see you on the next one.